Hey everybody, Brent Florica here. Welcome back to another episode of Sketchbook B. And today I am going to be doing some drawing, but first I wanted to take some time to respond to some questions that were put to me. I was tagged in a video by Niki Florica on what it's like to write books and my process and things like that, so I wanted to quickly go through those questions right now. Where I'm coming from on that, I am the author of The King's Library, David and Goliath, which is on sale everywhere in all of the online platforms, Amazon, Indigo, Christian Book, Goodreads, all of the major online retailers is where you can find this. Or directly from me as well off of my website, brentflorica.com. I have this one as the first book in the series. I've released 3 other ones as of right now, digitally in video storybook form, where I'm just reading the story and showing the pages on my YouTube channel, Sketchbook B. So you can find that playlist as well at the end of this video. So I'm just going to go through these questions here and answer them as best as I can. And we'll see where we end up. I always consider myself to be a bit more of an artist than a writer, so I'll do my best here. One is, what genre do you write? And so as of right now, this one is considered to be, juvenile nonfiction, and under the subheading of religion, Bible stories, general. So yeah, it's a children's Bible story book, and it's not a story that I've made up. You know, I use these little characters that my daughter came up with that we call the Stoofs to sort of act out the roles of different Bible characters, but I'm not changing the story or adding stuff to it. I'm just trying to tell the Bible stories with the Stoofs for a child audience. So what audience do you write for? That is, yeah, kind of the same thing, kind of overlapped it there. Child audience, and you know, I've had a lot of people review it. I had one teacher say that it was anywhere from a kindergarten to grade 2 sort of reading range, so that should give you an idea. My kids, my oldest is 4 right now. She loves it. My 2-year-old, you know, really enjoys the Stoofs too, and even now my baby girl, my 14-month-old, is starting to enjoy the Stoofs and reading these books together. So there's a bit of a range there. Tense and point of view do you use? I usually write in past tense. It's just a little bit easier and more natural for me to do that. But I do make considerations for any time I'm referring to God, because God is eternal and God didn't just exist in the past, God exists in the present. You know, I don't talk about God as if he just was something. I say he is, whatever the case may be. So that's kind of the one exception to that, but I generally try and use past tense. Question 3, are you published? You betcha. Shameless plug once again. David and Goliath, this is the soft cover, and then I also have the hardcover version as well, which I thought turned out pretty well. Question 4, are you a plotter, pantser, or plotzer? I had no idea what these meant, so I looked them up and found immediately that I am a plotter. Maybe it's just because I'm like capital A type personality, and I like everything to be like organized and stuff. I find, yeah, I especially with stuff like my comic book series that I'm working on or working towards in the future, my graphic novel. And also, even for David and Goliath and my Stoof books, if you can check the card here, I'll put it up for how I create my books, and you can see the process that I go through, and everything is very lined up in a row. So I definitely I plot everything right now as I'm trying to develop the general story. I say general, it's not general, it's very specific. As I for my comic book, I'm laying out how many issues there are going to be, what's going to happen in each issue, what events happen in the future that need to be, you know, worked out in the present. You know, I like to organize everything. It's just who I am. So that's yeah, that's pretty much where I fall as far as that scale goes. Question 5, do you schedule your writing? Do I schedule my writing? I would say yes and no. There are times when just kind of the mood strikes me, and so I'll just have some free time or whatever, and so I'll just start writing some stuff out, and or, you know, typing it out on the computer, roughing out some sketches usually as well that go with it. But there are also times where it's like I set aside, okay, I need to script, like especially for the video storybooks for the Stoof series. I'll have to, you know, go ahead of time and be like, okay, on this day, if I'm gonna hit my video release date, I need to be working on the script on this day. And so with those ones, with the script being a lot smaller and less intense than like a full-scale book script, that one, I can do it that way, but for the other ones, sometimes it is hard for me to just kind of sit down and bang out a bunch of chapters of like heavy manuscript creation for this, you know, big long story. So I kind of generally work by inspiration. Maybe that's why it's not done yet, I'm not sure, but jury's out on that one. But that's kind of the way I approach it. Question 6, do you write your first drafts by hand, typewriter, or computer? Again, check the card for how I do it when it comes to the Stoof series, the King's Library, but and those video storybooks. But for bigger stories or things like that I'll be working on in the future, those ones I do a lot of writing by hand. Actually, something about just sitting at a computer, I don't enjoy it as much. I realize that it's, you know, easier and you can edit quicker and stuff, but I'm a traditionalist. I love pencils and writing stuff. I love, you know, handwriting in cursive as opposed to just printing. So yeah, I guess I'm kind of an old soul that way, but I have a notebook that I just use to fill in with all of my random story ideas or even whole chapters as it comes to me. And I just find when I don't have to worry about, oh, backspace, Control Z, go back, you know, when I can just scratch a line through it and keep going, you know, that's ideal for me. So I enjoy that approach a little bit more. Question 7, this is the last question. What kind of videos can we expect from your channel? So, the purpose of this channel initially started out as a way for me to branch out and do some more art and really push myself to do art more consistently. I've been wanting to do this for a long time and just improve towards putting out a full graphic novel or comic book series, or however that's going to play out. I'm still not 100% sure. But my skills aren't at a point right now where I can successfully pull that off. So what I want to do with this channel is build towards it, you know, and really I hope that as I go through this, it's a way for people to see that, professionals don't start off being professionals. There's a process that they go through. It's easy to look at, amazing art done by these pros and say, well, that, that's awesome, but I would never be able to do that in a million years. But that's not really true, they started somewhere, and the only thing that's preventing me or preventing you from getting to where you want to be is taking that first step, and continuing to just take one step at a time, and so that's why I wanted to do this too, is to hopefully inspire people to do their creative things that they've been wanting to do, and to really see that, even if just through my experience, that you start somewhere but you keep building, and that anyone can kind of reach that end goal if they just start walking today. And so please do subscribe to the channel and take this ride with me. I love working traditionally. I've got a good set here of Copic markers that I love using for all of my coloring stuff. Use a lot of Micron pens and stuff for ink work, and now that I'm using new stuff for my videos instead of just Inktober stuff that I've already inked, I'm doing a lot of the sketch work with pencils as part of the video as well, which people do seem to enjoy, so I'm glad. And I also have, so that's one aspect of this channel, is this straight up Sketchbook B stuff, where I'm working on different pieces of art that are hopefully building my skill set and helping me grow as an artist. But then there is also the other side of my channel, which is the official home for the Stoof series in video storybook form. So I have one playlist for Sketchbook B, one playlist for the King's Library series, and I have all of the books I've done for that in there. And my plan, Lord willing, is to release one of those every month. So I post on Fridays at 10 a.m. Eastern, whether it's a King's Library story or a Sketchbook B episode. So feel free to subscribe. I'm trying to hit 50 subscribers by the end of the year, and working towards that 1,000 subscriber starting point where you can be monetized. So that's ultimately my goal, where I'm trying to head. And obviously my intention is not to have everybody subscribe without me doing anything to earn that. So my goal, of course, is to keep getting better and better and better, and to be doing stuff that is better quality all the time. The purpose of this channel isn't really for people who want to just see something, incredibly mind-blowing like a professional. It's for people who want to see me having some fun with art, learning, making mistakes. Maybe you can benefit from those mistakes and from those lessons that I learned, and taking this ride with me and watching me progress from, what I would say is kind of an intermediate artist at this point, edge of the beginner scale to intermediate, and moving towards something that would be a lot more high quality. So that's kind of everything that would describe why this channel is here. So you're going to be seeing a lot of that in the future with traditional art, but I've got a digital drawing tablet now as well, so I'm really excited to be doing some stuff with that in the future as soon as I have some time to play with it and kind of figure out my brush settings and my workflow. Then I'll be able to start working with that as well, and I've got some stuff planned for the channel that is going to use the digital tablet as well, so I'm super pumped to do that stuff. And I've got a few bigger projects as well that I'm going to do with that relate to the Heir of Ariad and some concept art and things like that for that book series. So super pumped for that, and we'll see how it goes.
So all the while that I've been talking here about my book process, I've been working on this piece here, and by now I hope at least you'll be able to recognize that this is a drawing of the kind of three amigos from Lord of the Rings, Aragorn, Legolas, and Gimli. And I chose to draw this based on the theme of brotherhood, because it's my brother's birthday coming up, and I wanted to do this as a gift for him. So happy birthday, bro, love ya, and wish you all the best, many blessings in the coming year. Thanks a lot for being my bro and my best friend through my entire life. And this piece was a lot of fun. I had to push myself a lot with the inks and stuff. This was definitely more intense than I initially thought it was going to be. Totally underestimated how much time this was going to take to do. But had so much fun with it. And really, like, even though there's definitely a lot of things about it that I could nitpick and find issue with, at the same time, this is just another step on the journey of creative improvement. So I'm trying to learn from the mistakes that I made, and especially when it comes to over inking things, I'm trying to reach a point where I can simplify down to just the line work that's absolutely necessary and not kind of overdoing it, to leave something for color to add to the piece. But this was a blast, and I'm looking forward to more stuff like this in the future. So comment below if you enjoyed this piece, and also if you found anything helpful that I shared about my process in writing books. I'd really appreciate it.
Thanks for joining me at Sketchbook B. Please like, subscribe, and share this video if you enjoyed your time here. And don't forget to hit that notification bell so you never miss out on new episodes. Also, feel free to click on the links to check out my other content. That's all for now. See you next time.